team. And guess who the third one is after him? Trey Lance, who's not getting any damn game at all. I was like, I did that so I could pick a better, more running backs, and it worked. But then Carson Wentz is hurt. I was like, I'm betting on Carson Wentz, and I lost. Snake eyes.
How do you sprain both your ankles in one game?
I was like, for real, both?
Both.
I
don't know. Just cue to Peter Griffin.
Yeah, right. Right.
Hey, about Max Williams though, I was listening to one of the podcasts called The Ringer. We're trying to dub him as Dos Equis Williams.
There you go.
That is what
awesome.
The trend is trying to happen. Dos Equis Williams.
And if you look at the picture of that guy, he's the furthest away from Dos Equis anything you've ever seen.
He's got 2 X's in his name, so we're gonna try and make it happen.
But I just said this stuff. What I didn't know who Max Williams is, and I was like, Williams. That's
nobody know who he was.
That's pretty. That's a pretty black last name. I'm just gonna say Williams and Johnson. That's pretty black. And I was like, this guy got red hair or something here. What's going on? Like when they start letting genders in the league like this, But
That's
I mean, you need some tight end help. Max Williams is getting played because they throw the ball a lot in Arizona. Kyler Murray's playing great. He's having the growth that I saw. Man, this is amazing. And you know what? All these passes to everybody else.
Martin, I got one question for you.
What's up?
My question is one name, Micah Parsons.
Yes. Yeah. He had an 18-yard sack. That nasty. I was like, he went from like 3 points to like 9, almost 10 points in a single play. It was nasty. I love that play. He's going to be dangerous. Look, I said this a couple episodes on my show that he may or may not be the next Luke Kuechly, potentially Ray Lewis. That's a hot take. That's a very hot take.
Back off rush. How do you take him out? You can't.
I don't know. I was watching. I saw a TikTok. They showed him where he lined up every place. He ate up everybody. Everybody could get that work. That's pretty much what happened. The tackles, both tackles, this guard, this tight end you sit over. Everybody can get the work. Everybody. I was amazed by how I knew he was good when he played in college. I didn't think he had as much bigger impact. So I want to see what happens. But he's been a killer. No, and I remember watching the Hard Knocks, and he had who was that? DeMarcus Ware that came and was teaching them stuff. I was like, man, that shit worked. Marcus Ware be like, I told him that. But yeah, man, that shit was amazing, man. He is, and they really needed that because with their other guy going down, who was the defensive lineman that went down for Dallas? Yeah.
Lawrence,
yeah. So, they needed that to have the extra. It makes me feel a lot better about the Cowboys, future, especially with Tony Pollard doing Tony Pollard stuff.
If only they could have two of them.
Yeah. If only we could have 2 Roquan Smiths, right? If only we could have 2 Jaylen Johnsons, even more so.
Guys, so what are you guys going to talk about on your show today?
Well, we're about to start, and we're about to do a little bit of offense, not really so much. We're not going to really talk much about offense because everybody and their mom should be able to find it everywhere and anywhere. Like, it should be all over the internet. So right now we're going to hit IDP. So once we get on with that, I have a couple of IDP players, linebackers, DLs, and DBs here coming up. So hit that waiver wire. And I'm going to hit repeat on Nick Vigil. Nick Vigil did it again.
Yeah.
So if you don't have Nick Vigil after I said to do it last week,
right?
You better do it now because
pick 6.
that dude's on fire. So,
you almost had 2 picks in that game.
It should have had 2. It should have had 2.
Yeah. So we'll be hitting that. And we'll do a little bit of offense. We take offensive questions. I am a little shocked about what happened last week, but it is week 2. We're still learning. I think.
Wait, no. Where's your hat, man?
That's Sunday. So when your tight end is your number 1 guy and your kicker's your number 2 guy, you tend to lose your week. That's what happened.
You had the worst luck I ever seen.
I did. Not a single one of my guys made the end zone. So I will definitely be wearing a Santa hat at the end of September on the morning spike Sunday morning here in Arizona. So
in Arizona.
So as a couple of Bears guys, you mentioned you had some DBs that you would pick up right now. Give me one of the DBs you're telling they should pick up just to make us feel worse about our team and our terrible defensive back.
There is one DB that I'm actually thinking. Well, I mean, besides the fact of Roquan Smith, obviously.
No, I don't mean pick up in real life. I don't mean pick up in real life. I mean for fantasy, a DB that's doing well that the team should pick up.
Well, right now I will get into it, but I will tell you right now that there is Jalen Johnson. That is the one, Jalen Johnson.
Okay, a little bit of Bears love. I appreciate it.
So, but I will get into that.
Thanks for tucking me in at night with that one, man. I appreciate it. Just gonna lay it down. Here you go.
All right. Well, thanks for letting us transition in. This is now transitioning to the Dynasty Pylon show as we say goodbye to the Pan and Grizzly show. Fredo is somewhere out and about, but peace, guys. And
all right.
Bye, guys.
Later.
Later. So let's crack into this intro real quick. And as we reconfigure ourselves, get our actual background, get this Bears madness behind us and out of the way, because we like the Bears, but not that much. So let's get that intro.
Oh,
go home. Go home. What is up? It is now officially the Dynasty Pylon show. My name is Martin. I'm here with my good friend Mark as my co-host. We are getting into week 3 waivers. Now, week 3 was a bigger roller coaster, or week 2 was a bigger roller coaster than week 1. Who would have thought that Terry McLaurin is a magnet for Tyler Haneke? And who would have thought that AB would do absolutely nothing? It is just a roller coaster event. And however, there's one thing that I'm not surprised that every running back on the 49ers gets injured, just like every year. That is no surprise, but that is exactly what happened. So if you went, just like Marvin said,
just a tad bit earlier this year, I think, than normal, though.
You are absolutely right.
I think 2 weeks in, all of them would be down.
Just like Marvin said, I feel sorry if you actually picked up Elijah Mitchell. I hope you didn't blow all of your fab money on him if you're in a fab league, because that really sucks. But other than that, that is the offensive side. I guess the number 1 pickup right now is Cordell Patterson, which is I didn't get to catch how they felt about it. Did they say anything about Cordell Patterson because he came from the Bears to the Falcons and all of a sudden he's relevant? Did they say anything? I didn't catch anything.
I didn't catch it either. I was still doing homework until I jumped on.
I just came in. I just got home, so we're transitioning in. But yeah, if you guys were wondering who those guys were at the beginning, that is Brian and Marvin. They're really hilarious guys. They are huge Bear fans, and they go on Tuesdays. We just do our Tuesday show for the waiver pickup, but we go on after them here on the Nerd Huddle. So let's see. He said never.
Never
as in you will never talk about him, or never as you'll never give him praise because he went from one team to another and now he's fantasy relevant. Cordell Patterson will never be on my waiver wire. Okay. Well, he might be on other people's if they're struggling at receiver or running back.
I was like, or running back. Yeah, that dual designation is kind of nice.
If you're on Sleeper.
Yeah.
As for other formats, I'm not too familiar. I think he's labeled as a running back on ESPN, NFL, and all those other formats that we don't really do. And hey, it's okay. You be a hater. Hey, at least you know what I am excited for. That we finally get to see Justin Fields take the helm for a whole week until the redhead stepchild decides to come back from his injury and comes back because it's his year and Justin will have to wait. So as for that, other than that, that was the offense. I don't really have much on offense besides Osborne again as another waiver pickup as receiver.
Yeah, Osborne.
Yeah. So other than that, I don't really have much. But we are gonna do. So whatever I said. Yes, my dreams are being answered. Recent news. We are I guess somewhat a sponsored somewhat. I am sponsored to represent here on Dynasty Pylon that we are now having the ability to show RAZE energy. That is RAZE energy. You can use my code at Victorious, get 15% Victorious to get your new lineups into a Victorious as you follow in with us as your waiver pickups and your start sit, all that. RAZE energy is the leading energy drink that's coming up now. It's the new hotness. All right, so it's the new child. It's the younger brother of all of them. They're coming up. They're rising, and as they raise, they will raise to the top. So, other than that, you can use description down below. Get 15% off of that. So, what do we have besides you wanting to rave about Derrick Henry?
Oh, what a week. What a week. Finally. After nothing last week.
Hey, making big moves. Yes. It's baby steps, but we are doing it. Yes. But Derrick Henry, as every fantasy manager that went against him, as every manager that went against Derrick Henry, as he just trampled all over them and ran over them. In our league, he actually got 41 points, I believe.
41.5, yeah.
Yeah, so
highest performer of the week, I think.
Big time massive. Everyone looked big time massive points. Everyone looked at their phones and just realized they just got obliterated for the week. And so yeah. Other than that, do you have any offensive waivers that you actually wanted to mention besides the top two that I kind of displayed, or no, not so much?
Well, I mean, those were the two big ones.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Max Williams is another one that they were talking about. I was actually going to say something, but they kind of took it. I don't know. I had no idea who he was. I had to ask my brother-in-law because I was at his house watching the game.
No, go ahead. Do it again. We just got new people watching, so it's fine.
But he was saying he's still wary because like usually their offense doesn't run through the tight end. So, but Kyler Murray's just on a roll of like spreading the ball out. Like,
yeah,
everyone's getting it. So it's
for sure, definitely. But that's what good QBs do, though.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, look at Tom Brady. He spreads the ball around. I mean, does it suck for fantasy purposes? Yeah, probably, because we have to deal with the timeshare and we don't know who's going to get the bigger buck.
Yeah.
But it happens. So, I'm excited for him. I hope that his legacy continues. Maybe, I don't know. According to Cardinals, he's just a blocking tight end. Not necessarily the catching type tight end offensive. Mm-hmm. They just use him as a blocker, not really as a pass catcher. So good for him. But I think that maybe they found themselves a new weapon. Hopefully we get that nickname passed around as the guys from the Ringer Fantasy Football. They try to dub him as Max Dos Equis Williams. Why? Because he has two X's in his name. So let's make that happen. Dos Equis. And plus, it's in Arizona. I guess we drink a lot, apparently. And I know this because when I went to East Coast, there's something called the Bible Belt or something like that. It was really odd. It was a culture shock that there was no actual alcohol in the Walmart. So then I just now figured that Arizona were just a bunch of alcoholics. So don't know if that's a good thing or don't know if it's a bad thing. So there's that. But other than that, though, let's get into the main meat of what we are here for, and that is the IDP waivers. do you want me to just go on and then just name them as who I have, or did you want to just kind of jump in as I go, or how did you want to do this one?
Oh, you can go ahead and start naming them. That's
All
fine.
right. So I guess from what I've heard, let's go with the DLs. Let's give the big man some love right now. A lot of people aren't really into DLs. I like the DLs. You got to give the big fellas some love. Sometimes they get a couple of sacks in. It's definitely a crucial part to help your linebackers. If your linebackers aren't getting past the line, it's because the line's not doing their job. So let's start with this. I have the defensive line, the top 5, I guess. Giovanna Hargrave out of Philadelphia. He's only 3.2 rostered, and apparently he's at 71% of the snaps, and he had 2 solos and 5 assists, 2 tackles for loss, and a hit on a QB, which could have almost been a sack. So hit on QBs are very important to me. I feel like definitely disrupts the play, definitely makes the quarterback run out of place. Potentially could be an interception. I think QB hits are, in my opinion, are big crucial parts, but I don't think that they should be rewarded high points. I think it should be the lowest points, but I think it's important in the game as a stat. So some people may argue that, but in my opinion, I think they're pretty good. My second guy, rookie out of New Orleans, is Peyton Turner, only 0.3% owned and rosters at a 41% snap. I know it's kind of low, and I said this last week. You kind of want the guys out of 50% or higher, but I think adding being 41% and 31 snaps, he got 2 solos and an assist, 3 tackles for loss, and a sack and a hit on the QB. So those 3 tackles for loss are definitely going to give that rookie some edge. If you're doing Dynasty, it's definitely for sure probably pick him up, stash him. I know I'm not too big on the 41% either, but he is a rookie. So he can get himself in there involved a little bit more. Hopefully those tackle for losses can turn into more sacks besides just the one that he got. And my another rookie is
this guy needs to be in every league.
Yes.
Why he 9%? That is ridiculous.
9. Well, for IDP, that's not too bad. That's not too bad actually. If you're doing offense and defense, it's not too bad. 9%. Typically, if you have an IDP guy that's at 20%, that's definitely for sure like pretty much owned 100%, almost. 20% guys are definitely where you're at. Like you definitely see Roquan Smith at 20-25%. So that's the difference between if you have offense and defense. So 9% is a little bit under half, kind of. But still, Gregory Rousseau is a first overall pick for the Buffalo Bills, and 73% as a rookie. 73%. That's high. So he got 3 solos, 2 assists, 2 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and 2 QB hits. So definitely pick him up. If he's there, pick him up. If you're doing DLs, that's for sure pick him up. Again, not a lot of leagues do DLs. I don't know why. I like doing 2 down linemen and kind of gives that little flex play, nickel back type 4-3-3-4 if you want to have that edge linebacker who has that dual eligibility as DL linebacker and kind of changes things up a little bit. So my fourth guy out of nowhere, Josh Usher out of New England, 3% rostered, 48% snaps, which total 35, which 3 solo tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and 2 QB hits. For being only 48% of the snaps, so under 50, that's almost 50. So they're kind of utilizing him. That's not bad. That's pretty good if you're hurting on DL. Definitely try and look his way. But I think he's do okay, not too bad. And then my last DL, Sebastian Joseph Day out of the Rams, Los Angeles, 2% rostered, 72% snaps.
Crazy.
So again, also in there. Mark, can you get that real quick? As 6 solos, 3 assists, tackle for loss, a sack, and 2 QB hits. Speaking of Roquan Smith, he pretty much single-handedly won the match this week. Good for you, man. That is awesome. I wish I could say the same for me as I had Bobby Wagner in my lineup, which I think he was like third IDP player under Nick Vigil. And now that I'm bringing Nick Vigil again, if you didn't pick up Nick Vigil, look, man, I said it last week. He did it again. He did it again. Nick Vigil, Minnesota Vikings. He's coming to play, man. So yeah, definitely another shout out. Get Nick Vigil out in your lineups. So, sorry, you got that one?
Oh, we must have hit it at the same time.
Wagner beasted out this week, but unfortunately that's a typo. He said breasted out this week. Yes, he swung his breast around and he
breasted out.
And he made his way through the line.
Some like Terry Crews action.
But yes, he beasted his way to. I think that was his career high as like in a single game for him. So that was definitely good for him, dude. He's freaking like 31, and he's playing like a champ. So
yeah, you know who's not playing good? Darius Leonard.
I'm sorry, sir. Maybe it's only week 2. Still, yeah. There it is. There's the beast.
Beasted. There we go.
It's only week 2.
So, no, I'm not too worried.
Not. Where's that clip at? What we talking about? What the Derrick Henry one?
Or Derrick, or the Terry Crews?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Don't have it. You know what? I should probably have another terrible Terry Tate. You know, speaking of terrible Terry Tate, I have. If you haven't watched any of our episodes back in June or May, there's a couple of terrible Terry Tates. I actually have another one that I have not shown you yet, Mark.
Yeah, you're telling me that.
I'm waiting for an opportunity that's relevant to fantasy or whatever. Something happens in the NFL, I'll bring it up. But as of now, I don't really have an actual relevancy to bring it in. But it's actually a pretty funny video. But we'll see. Maybe I'll just show it at the end of the year just because, and then we'll play them all again. Just because they're funny. So here were the DLs again. That's Giovanna Hargrave out of Philadelphia, New Orleans, Peyton Turner, Gregory Rousseau, Mustone, Buffalo, New England, Josh Usher, and Sebastian Joseph Day out of LA Rams. Those are my picks, top 5 if you're doing DLs. Now let's go into the DBs because I know everyone's waiting on the linebackers. If I go to the linebackers now, everyone's just going to disappear. I don't know if they'll hang out. I know them boys might hang out. We like them boys. So let's go to the DBs. Do you have any DLs that you want to mention?
I was just gonna say Trey Hendrickson from the Bengals.
Okay.
He's
Not
actually
bad.
been playing pretty good.
And
And it's just weird that despite being the top defensive waiver wire of all last year, he's still only on 3% of teams.
they're there, guys. You just have to pick them up.
Yeah, they're out there.
So let's start with the DBs, and we will get into the linebackers and finish it off from there. I don't think we'll be here on too long, unless I know tomorrow is our official show, and we'll be tomorrow at 6 p.m. Wednesdays, and tomorrow we'll talk about the Carolina Panthers and the benching of Deshaun Watson once again, but that will be tomorrow. So I think today we'll probably just go about 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, let me wait to have my headache tomorrow. Oh, no quarterbacks? You're still not playing.
He'll be there next year. If you stash him, you'll be there next year. In Dynasty, I know it sucks, but at least sleepers label it as out, and you could put him in there each week.
Yeah, but it just sucks when your other quarterbacks are Carson Wentz and Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Well,
At least I got my boy, Sam Darnold. Whew.
Hey, let's hope nothing happens to him.
You get no bye week, Sam. You get no bye week.
I have DJ Moore, so I am hoping the best. For those who thought that they were going to suck, shame on you. And for those who thought Teddy Bridgewater was going to suck, shame on you. I said Teddy B was going to be good. Sam Darnold's going to be good. Fredo, I'm talking to you. You'll probably not even see this because you don't watch our show. And I'm calling you out, but he'll never know because he doesn't watch because he just doesn't. I know he does. Every now and then, I'd say 1 out of 20 he watches our show, which is fine. But we like Fredo. He always definitely makes fun of. He's definitely our guy to make fun of on the Sunday. Ouch, man. Ouch. Bro, hey.
Oh,
hey,
yeah. It's great.
You show him this. All right. I always tune in on his show. Where's he at on my love? All right. So let's get into the DBs. And it's just tough love. You know this, Tank. You know this. It's just tough love. We like Fredo.
No, he said
don't
ouch
worry.
because he was talking about my QB list.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Not
ouch because I
Fredo.
said that too, maybe. I don't know. Don't worry. He won't even watch it.
His own joke. Yeah, it's a rough QB list.
Real rough. Yeah. Look, man, I offered you Justin Fields
I know.
slightly, and he's starting next week. I think that ship is sailed, but we'll see. Maybe. Anyways, so
I
let's get
shouldn't
into
complain too much. I'm 2-0.
Well, hey, I'm 0-2, and I keep
I know.
losing by a little bit.
And then we'll play each other, and then I'll start losing, and you'll start winning. What's gonna
I don't
happen?
know. We'll see. I mean, I started 0-2 last year, and then I went 2-6, and then after 2-6, I ended up in the playoffs at 7-6. How? I don't know. Just
Because
don't
you beat
give
me.
up.
That's how.
Don't give up. That's all it is. If you're 0-2, 0-3, 0-4, don't give up. You have an extra week. You can still make playoffs. It's people that give up. Whatever. Anyways, DBs. I mentioned Taylor Rapp again, just like I did last week. But be careful with Fuller. He is there. They're splitting it, but they're still making relevancy. They're still making plays. I'm only bringing him up because he's there in a lot of fantasy leagues, but he's 21.2%. So he's owned almost pretty much everywhere. But 66 snaps. He's there every single snap. So which is better from last season because last season he wasn't even there. It was Fuller season all of a sudden, which pissed me off because I had Taylor Rapp and I drafted Taylor Rapp and ended up dropping it. But I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he's doing something. 7 solo tackles with 2 assists and an assist sack with the QB hit, which is good. If they're putting him in the box, that's good. So he got half a sack, so it could have almost been a full sack, but I'm pretty sure he needed help getting down the QB there. So now my second guy out of Carolina, Justin Burris. Carolina has a defense.
No.
I said this a couple years ago that they were young and they were gonna rebuild, and then they eventually be the defense. I didn't think it was gonna happen this year. That was gonna be next year. But it happened the whole season before, so they have a defense. And is this too bold to say, but is everyone struggling with Houston's defense? They're given a little kick, man. They're not pushovers.
A little bit, but I think Cleveland figured it out at the end.
Well, yeah, but I don't think they're pushovers.
Still put up 31 points.
Yeah, but I mean, didn't Houston have like 20 something?
21. Yeah, 21-31.
I mean, from what we were predicting, they should have been a blowout, to be honest. But hey, anyways, so Justin Burris. Now that is, I believe, the way it's spelled correctly, not just T-I-N, it's T-O-N. Burris. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's O-N, and that's he's out of Carolina, and he is 98% there at the snaps with 4 solos, 1 assist, 1 pass deflection, 1 interception, and if you do interception yards, that's where it's at. And you and I were talking about interception yards that everyone in our league has what seems to be a DB in their flex spot.
Yeah.
I think, and my theory behind that was everyone's putting a DB there in the flex spot for that lucky chance of getting an interception in their yards because it's big money.
Mm-hmm.
Where I think you and I are kind of safe, and we play a linebacker there for the upside of a sack. And you said
or interception, depending on what linebacker it is.
Yeah. But I think there's more yards behind the interception of a DB rather than there is a linebacker because they only have like 5 yards away from the biggest dude there. And then
So that's a Raekwon Smith who took it all the way to the house.
Well, yeah, except for Raekwon, and that's why he's our thumbnail. So, yeah, not bad. But I believe having a linebacker there at flex, I think I have the upside on tackles, and there is a higher chance of a sack rather than a interception. So my third guy here is DB as Jerry Yonkers out of Dallas. 97% snaps, so 69 snaps there. He's there on the field 97% of the time. 5 solos, 1 assist, 1 pass deflection, and I guess he's playing close enough to get himself a QB hit. So could have been a sack. Could have been a should have, but oh well. So they're utilizing him. So if Diggs is gone and you need a DB, maybe Javon Curse or not Javon. Jaron Curse is there, and maybe
the freak.
Yeah. So, and then my fourth one, Chicago with Marvin, actually said if there was a DB worth picking up, yes, Marvin, there is. Jaylen Johnson. Yes, he is there
for every
snap
play.
2 solos, 4 pass deflections, and an interception. However, so he is there 100% of the time, but this 55 snaps is a little worrisome. Are they on offense most of the time? How is it that they only had 55 snaps on defense total? Well,
I mean, Burns was at 43 at 98%, so that's probably less than 55.
Well, that's true. Well, so are they on offense more? Which I don't know. Like, I feel like if a team sucks, they're more only on defense. But
well, against the Bengals, probably, considering he threw 3 straight picks on 3 straight passes.
Yeah, well, maybe I'm not sure. I don't know, but it is what it is. So, but we'll see how this week goes. But I think Jalen Johnson's going to actually be a big part. I think he was actually one of my breakouts that I had before the season. I had a sophomore breakout type episode with Mike from the Get Right Fantasy Network over there. He joined me, and I think it was when I was on Montana. We were doing our breakouts, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned Jalen Johnson. So, I mean, there it is. Week 2, he's already a waiver pickup. So, I expect great things from them. As you know, Chicago, I don't know what to think of them. Like, I think they're good. I think they're bad. I don't know what to think of them. But this is why we have a Chicago show here on the Nerd Huddle, which we just took over for. That's Brian, Fredo, and Marvin. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't have opinion on Chicago yet. I don't know. Anyways, so our last final DB that I have is Doron Harmon. They just signed him, starting over Richie Grant. He's at 86% snaps, and he is 3 solos and 2 assists. I know that's not high. I know that's not a lot. But if he's there at 86%, and that's the only reason why I brought him in here, is because 86% of snaps is pretty good and pretty high. So if they're utilizing him, that means in the next future games, he'll probably have a higher upside. I do like the 86%. So pick him up, stash him, consider him there. He does pass the eye test, so there you go. Those are my DBs for week 2, week 3 waiver pickup. So yeah. What do you got?
Not too bad. I got a bit of I think it was his first time playing for his team, but he did a really, really good job. His name is Grant Delpit from Cleveland.
Okay.
Now, he only played 43% of the defensive snaps, but he had 4 solo tackles, 3 assists, forced fumble, a sack, and what was the last one on here? Forced fumble, 2 tackles. Oh, and 2 tackles were for a loss.
Oh, damn, dude. He's just everywhere now, isn't he?
And 0% owned.
And where is he at?
He's a safety for the Cleveland Browns. He was drafted high last year, but missed the entire year due to injury. And then he actually missed week 1 as well. So this was his first game ever in the NFL.
Not bad.
And 43% of the snaps. That's what he did.
And that's pretty good though, man, for his first game. I mean, not bad. You know what's fun? Now that we bring up Cleveland and them boys, yes, you're right. However, add to that list, but I feel like Daniel Sorensen should have been drafted. I feel like Daniel Sorensen should have been drafted. But
I feel like Quandre Diggs should have been drafted too.
Yeah. So I mean, but if they're sitting there, pick them up.
Yeah.
Daniel Sorensen's all over the place. But look, man, you brought up Cleveland, and my boy, Dimitri Felton, actually did something. I mean,
look, he even put Del Pitt. Nice.
There he goes. Yeah, Del Pitt. Was the man in college, and he's going to be good. Yeah, for sure. But, it's funny when you watch college and then you see them transition to the NFL and they finally have their game. That's how I felt about Felton, a running back out of Cleveland. The third guy, you'll never see him again. You might, but it was just really cool to see him actually put up some numbers. I think he actually got a touchdown this week. So if you're in a deep sleeper dynasty league, he could be picked up or there. Unless you're in a league like me with 14 teams and like 22 to 23 people rostered, which is, hey, what's up, man? Anthony, what's up, man?
What up?
Yeah, and they're both 0% in sleeper. Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
man, boys, pick them up, man.
There you go.
Look,
See,
every league is different, but I mean, like, for sure. I mean, these guys, if they put up numbers, and that's the thing, you got to do some deep dive digging into your DBs and your linebackers. They are there. Like Nick Vigil should not be on free agency anymore, and if he is, holy crap. So, all right. So let's get into Felton. Is one of my favorite dynasty stats. Yes, I 100% agree with you. I loved him in the college game, the Senior Bowl, and I was hoping he would go somewhere a little bit higher. But he's with the Browns, and they have 2 running backs ahead of him. But that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. He'll get his shot. I know he will eventually. So let's get into the linebackers here. Everyone's favorite position. Everyone's
LB,
please. But just before we do that, let's throw this one more time. Because Derrick Henry had a wonderful, wonderful game. 41 points. Sorry, I just had to, man.
41.7. Yep.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Derrick Henry is the man. That was every manager complaining that they lost against Derrick Henry, putting up 40-something points in your leagues. If they did PPR, I think it's like 46, 47. I'm not too sure. Or half PPR, whatever.
What's even crazier, though, is he did most of that in the second half.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure going into that half, he had less than 10 points.
Yeah. So it was a little worrisome, I don't know what's going on here. I even think I mentioned we were talking about him before, things popped off, and then you considered it, and it's not a bad idea. You know what I'm talking about. But we won't mention it because someone could be watching. So
Someone could.
Yeah.
Collusion.
So let's get into the linebackers here. I have 5 linebackers. Now, Logan Wilson, I've been high on him because he is the main linebacker there in Cincinnati. I actually was considering to bring him in here last week, but I felt like there's other deeper dives in the linebacker position. So I have Logan Wilson at 95% snaps, 3 solos, 6 attacks, a pass deflection, and an interception. Kaiser White, again, kind of did this last season at the beginning. Kaiser White kind of like emerged himself, and then he kind of died off. So let's see if he keeps his role there next to Kenneth Murray. 65% there of snaps, which again, I said this last week. If you're above 50, definitely what I want, because it either goes higher up that depending on how good they do. So 4 solos, 1 assist. I know it's not anything impressive, but again, 65% of the snaps is not bad, considering that Kenneth Murray is right next to him. So, I mean, and plus, those are the only 2 linebackers there in Chargers that are relevant at all. So, and then here's my favorite guy. I actually wanted him. Unfortunately, I have Bobby Wagner myself, so I felt like there was no point of getting this guy. But Jordan Brooks taking side by side by Bobby Wagner. Why? Because KJ Wright is no longer there. So someone had to take his shoes. KJ Wright is now in Las Vegas, who's doing pretty good for himself over there too. So not like Littleton, Corey Littleton going from team to team and just sucking. At least KJ Wright is actually doing something there in Las Vegas. So Jordan Brooks there at 80% of the snaps, 3 solos and 6 assists. That number will go up, and I think he will be there as their main starter from here on out. I definitely am trying to get him eventually at some point if Bobby Wagner retires, which is soon. Sad news.
How often were the Seahawks on defense? Good Lord. 72 snaps, and that's only 80% of them?
Well, I mean, hey.
That's a lot.
That happens, man.
I guess Henry was running all over him.
Which is funny because I guess I was going to mention this tomorrow, but since we brought up Seahawks, I did hit, regardless of the fact that I was wrong about McLaurin, I did hit on the Tyler Lockett, though.
Oh.
I did hit on that. And you're like, Are you sure? Because it might be DK Metcalf's.
Nope.
But I'm like, I don't think so.
It was Tyler Lockett again.
I think Tyler Lockett. And sure enough, Tyler Lockett for sure definitely put up some mad points.
Yes, he did.
Sunday. So, but anyway. So Robert Spelaine out of Pittsburgh, 80% of snaps, 8 solos, 2 assists, and a tackle for loss. So not too bad there for Robert Spelaine. And then my last one, okay, I didn't want to add him because of what I said last week. I said to fade Jalen Smith, but DeMarcus Lawrence is injured, so Jalen Smith is now relevant again. So until he comes back, I just don't.
Are they moving him up to defensive end?
It's that D line linebacker dual threat there. But as I see it, Jalen Smith is actually relevant until Lawrence comes back. So
Gotcha.
For next week or so, maybe until he gets back. But he was there for 76%, 6 solos and 3 assists because he will be faded out. They're moving on with Van Der Esch and Micah Parsons and Lawrence. So I don't really see Jalen Smith. I think he's just coming to that veteran time, and I think he might be done. I don't know.
But here's what I don't get. I would think it'd be easier to move on from Van Der Esch because his rookie contract is coming up, whereas they just re-signed Jalen Smith to like a 4 or 5 year deal.
But I think they're using him more because it's his final year. They're gonna use the crap out of him, and then when he's gone, then Jalen Smith is back. Because they haven't, like you said, they haven't exercised his 5th year.
Mm-hmm.
So that is it. That's look. Nick Vigil said it
Nick Vigil
last week. Do it again.
Yeah.
He should not be there. But if he's there, pick him up. At least stash him. He hit double-digit points, and you always want that for your leagues. So, other than that, I'm not really going to get too deep into offense because why? This is IDP. So,
I had a linebacker for you though.
And who's that?
It's your old boy.
Yes, I know.
Devondre Campbell.
Yep.
For Green Bay.
That's a monster, man. Guy's a monster.
Well, he had 10 solo tackles, 3 assists, 1 interception, and 1 pass defended against the Lions.
But I feel like in some IDP leagues, he should be like that later round guy.
Well, he's only 5% owned, so.
Well, it's like what I said earlier, though. Like in some IDPs, if you're doing run offense and defense, that 5% is like almost a fourth. If you got an IDP guy is like at 25, typically that's almost 100% owned in IDP certain values. But it's the 0% guys, the 3% guys. And you said he was 5. That's still pretty.
Yeah,
that's still pretty low. So, but yeah, Devondre Campbell, he's a beast, man.
And he's just like the other guy I said earlier, Hawkinson. Not Hawkins. I said that earlier. Not Hawkinson.
Yes, plays tight end too. Just don't know it.
No, the guy from the Hendrickson. Oh, so close.
Oh yeah,
he was the number 2 IDP player last year on waiver wires.
Right. So,
and again, not owned this year. It's weird.
I think he'll move up. Green Bay, was there because Smith is injured now.
Yeah, Desarius Smith is hurt. I think he's out for the year.
Oh,
yeah. Maybe not that serious, but I know he's out for the time being.
I mean, he's out for a while. So,
and I don't know if is that who he's, or is he playing middle linebacker?
Well, regardless of the thing, he's still going to have to cover that space.
Yeah.
I mean, even if they bring in someone, they're not going to be as talented as Smith. Probably. I mean, he's obviously a backup for a reason, unless the prodigy or whatever hasn't really emerged yet there. But Campbell definitely is going to be that guy there. So, so what do y'all trade CH, or would you trade CH and Shepard or Pittman for Saquon? So
before this past week, that'd be a big no, but now I'm not 100% sure.
And here's what I think. It's difficult because we just had week 2. Saquon, look, you have CH, Shepard, or Pittman. Like that's what you have, and you're trying to get Saquon. I don't think Saquon. I think next week is going to be that one week. If it's going to have to be next week to see if Saquon actually is the old Saquon we're used to. It has to be next week. If it's not next week, then I'm not exactly 100% sure on Saquon. CEH right now is a little weird too. I mean, they drafted him number 1 pick, and they're using him like he's just a scrub.
Well, it doesn't help that they just been in these shootouts where all they're doing is passing the ball all the time.
Yeah, but I just feel like they could utilize him more. I don't know. It's really, honestly, would I trade yet? No. I would wait what happens this week. Who is New York playing this week? Because depending on how well he does this week, I think it's a divisional game this week, isn't it?
Cowboys?
No.
Eagles?
No, because I think
the Eagles
are playing Cowboys.
Yeah, so it's not a divisional game because we're not playing them.
Right, they're towards the end. Oh, let's see how he does against the Falcons. If he doesn't do good against the Falcons, okay.
If he doesn't do good against the Falcons, you don't want him.
Yeah, look, I would wait one more week. It's still early. It's still too early. Like now, week 2 is now in the books. We now see who's good at defense, who's good at what. I would just wait. I would wait. But would I trade? I wouldn't trade Pittman. That's for sure. I would keep Pittman. Pittman is actually I understand that Wentz went down. We haven't heard how long Wentz is out, but Pittman will do good. I've been waiting for that for a while, and finally we got to see something out of Pittman. I think next week against Houston, I think they'll do good. Jacob Eason's going to take over. They came in together. They have a good chemistry. I think Pittman will do decent. I don't think he'll do as well as he did this week, but I think he'll do okay. But I don't think I would get rid of Pittman. So I guess your answer would be easy, either CEH and Shepard for Saquon, but I would wait one more week.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely keep Pittman. Shepard could come or go, so I don't mind trading him. Isn't Shepard the one who dropped the touchdown?
Slayton.
Oh, that was Slayton?
Slayton is the one who dropped it. So,
but yeah, I don't know. Like, I still think Edwards-Helaire, his best games are ahead of him. I don't know. I'm just not.
They just need
high
to
on
utilize him better.
Saquon. Yeah.
And I know Saquon's really high right now in the draft, but or as we got him in draft, but I would just I don't know.
We didn't get this memo.
I'm avoiding Colts right now. That offense is a dumpster fire. It's because of Wentz. Yeah. Well,
Sprained 2 ankles in one game.
which I don't know how that happens.
Did he sprain it? There's no way he sprained them both on one play.
Well,
So I'm assuming he sprained it.
Aaron
Came
Donald
back.
grabbed him, and his one leg was in between Aaron Donald's legs. So I think what happened was when Aaron Donald jumped on him and sacked him, he sprained one ankle, and then when he landed, I think it would like sprain the other one. I don't know what happened, but of course, them boys, of course you would be. Yes, you brought this up last time. We understand you love Shepard. I get it. I just have a small little hatred for him because he does this every year. He does good at the beginning, and then he gets his concussion, and then he's done. Just wait for his concussion, dem boys, and then come back at me. Because if he gets his concussion, then where's your Shepard love now? Just wait. I hope he got a better special helmet that has more cushion in his helmet. It's coming. He can't go a season without a concussion. So Wesley, I hope that kind of helps. I would just wait and see what happens. For all we know, Saquon might go down next week because they did nothing with that line except for like one guy, which
True.
they traded for. But out of Cincinnati, I forgot his name. But I would wait, dude. Just wait. All right. So yeah, that's IDP. Should I do a little rundown real quick, or just kind of? DLs real quick. Show that. Oops. So I get that out of the way.
How come you didn't have sacks for the linebackers? No one gets sacks.
What? Sacks
When
for
your little
linebacker.
thing on the bar, when you did the linebacker, when you put the linebacker one,
Well, look,
you didn't have roster percentage and you didn't have sacks.
I have roster. Well, you know what?
No, you do not.
Get off my back, all right? Look, they didn't have any sacks, all right? Get off me. So, look, they're still relevant. I think none of them had sacks, to be honest.
That's what I figured, but I was just...
But they're there for the look. I didn't have a roster percentages. Okay, whatever. I forgot. All right. Look, I'm human. Look, but there's their percentage of how much their usage, and that's what we actually want, and that's what we actually look.
Yeah,
for.
no.
And they're all above 50%. So, Nick Vigil. Say it again.
Don't make us say it a third week in a row, okay?
Look, man. You don't have Nick Vigil. You're obviously he should at least be benched or stashed. I mean, he hit double digits
We're gonna scope things out. If he's not up to at least 25%
against the Cardinals, okay, which Kyler Murray is like fast, and he still managed to do productive that week. So, other than that, though, dude, what else you got, man? What you got for me? Nothing? Anything?
No,
All right.
I think we're good.
All right. Cool. So tomorrow,
subscribe.
yeah, for sure. But tomorrow we are going to talk about Carolina and Houston and just reminisce about fantasy football and what we to expect. And hopefully,
Sam Darnold torching the Texans.
Hopefully, everything goes as predicted, because now we know a little bit more. Because 2 weeks, like I feel like the first week is like, okay, all right, I see what you got, I see what you brought, and then week 2 is that verification. from here on out, it should be all right. I do this or I do that because this should happen. I feel like it takes 2-3 weeks before the buys. Once the buys happen, oh man, that is my favorite part because people start dropping people left and right, and I sometimes just wait to what to grab, and I'm like a shark on Thursday because you drop someone good and I pick you up on Thursday.
Sniper.
Yes, snipe your teammates if they drop someone good tonight, because when you wake up tomorrow morning, or if you want to stay up late and play Madden all night, that's up to you. That's what I used to do. I might have to pick up this season, so I didn't pick up last year's. I heard.
Don't pick up last year. It was horrible last year.
So I might pick it up this season sometime at some point. But yeah, dude, I used to play Madden all night, wait for waivers, and then make free agency moves. It sucks if you're on the East Coast because you have to wait till you're 4 or 5 in the morning. So I'm sorry. Hope you set your alarms, but it is what it is. I don't know. Hopefully, I know Sleeper, you can actually custom. And I think last year I had it to 10 p.m. our time here last year. But that was by default. What?
You did, because I remember him giving it a lot earlier.
It was by default. I'll probably have to ask our league to do it again, see how everyone likes it. But I kind of like the 10 o'clock thing, but that's just me. Rather than wait until midnight. But I'll throw it in the chat, see what they say. If you're through Sleeper, you can customize it. So that's the luxury of it. So anyways, that is it, man. So then, boys, Sterling Shepard, wait for that concussion, dude. I know you like him, but
it's coming.
It's
Week
coming.
4. Week 4.
Sorry. Anyways, that's our IDP waiver. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever the hell you're at. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time, here at Dynasty Pylon. Best of luck on your waivers.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. When I watch me elevate. I was born and when I watch me elevate. I was born and when I watch me elevate. No.